folks, welcome back to the Pat, Flynn, and Aleks Salkin show. It's one day before Flex Friday. We're just getting warmed up. And we want to show you 5 fun, effective Turkish get-up variations for strength, endurance, and mobility. As many of you know, we have the 10 Mad Get-Up Challenge, which just opened for registration today. 10 Mad Get-Up stands for 10 minutes a day of Turkish get-up. So it's like our 300 swings challenge, where for 30 days, we're going to be doing 10 minutes of get-ups in all kinds of different ways. Some days will be focused on strength, other days mobility, other days endurance and flexibility.
Especially the flex part of flexibility.
And what's great about the get-up is it's such a versatile functional exercise. We can use the get-up for so many different purposes. It's got enormous utility. So what we want to show you in this video are just five variations that you will see in the upcoming challenge, or that you can use in your own programming to achieve many various benefits of the get-up. So if you're just tuning in, let us know where you're tuning in from. Let us know what you're having to drink, and let us know your favorite Turkish get-up variation. So 3 questions, no right answer. Well, there might be. Want to do some get-ups? All right, so we're going to go inside. Doing get-ups on pavement is not one of the variations. That would be a hell of a challenge. That would be the body hardening get-up. But the get-up is body hardening enough. So let's go in. Let's look at some variations. Alex is going to be helping us out. I'm just going to be doing curls. And we'll answer your questions along the way. Sound good? All right. Into the dungeon. Folks, check in. Let us know where you're watching from. There he is. So we have 5 different get-up variations that we want to go through. Each one has a separate emphasis. And why don't we just start with the basics? We have a full get-up workshop coming up for people taking part in the 10 Mad Challenge, 10 Mad Get-Up Challenge. So we'll focus on nuances there, but let's just get a working idea of what a good get-up should look like to start. Ready? So I'll talk through. The get-up starts in this fetal position. So we're securing the bell onto the forearm. And then what we're going to do is we're going to roll onto the back, and we're going to set up in this sort of snow angel position, where Alex is going to press the kettlebell up with 2 hands. Why 2 hands? Because eventually we'll want to use a kettlebell heavier that we can press for some variations. Everything on the kettlebell side is up. So if the kettlebell is on his left, that means the left arm is up. The left leg is bent with the heel planted slightly close to, but not directly next to the butt. And then he's got these nice angles on the other side for support. So step number 1 in the get-up, Malcolm, what's going on, is a roll to the forearm, not a crunch. Notice the roll, Alex. Can we see that one more time? Leading with a nice big proud chest, pushing from the heel, pulling from the forearm. Boom, there he is. Step 2, the post. Notice the hand pivots. Lots of space between the shoulder and the ear, maintaining that strong stanchion of support. Step 3 is a sweep. We can add a bridge, but we don't have to. Knee comes in line with the hand. Notice the angles. Look at the structural support. The get-up is not just about muscling your way through, but supporting it. It's the muscles and the skeleton in alignment here that make this move strong. Also, look at how he's in his hips. He's using his hips to support the weight, not the low back, which comes, he should be able to lift that hand, which comes to the next step, which is the extension of the hips and the rotation of the back shin, the windshield wiper. Alex, let's see that one more time. This is the step that everybody forgets. Everybody forgets to do this step. Watch the back shin, right? So important. This takes the load off the back. Make sure that you get into a strong lunge position. Finally, he's going to finish by performing a lunge and standing up. And then he just reverses it each step at a time. Lunge, with the back leg. That's a step everybody misses. Don't miss it. Plants the hand, sweeps the leg, forearm, shoulder, shoulder, safely pulls the kettlebell down, rolls it to the side. Everybody, let's give Alex a round of likes for that beautiful get-up performance. All right, so that's the foundation. That's what we are working from. And now we're going to show a few variations. Which one do we want to do first? We have the Slo-Mo Getup, the balancing Getup, the mobilizer Getup, the stack attack Getup, and the pressing Getup.
Let's show them the balancing one, because if they've never really done much by way of get-ups before, they're definitely going to want to know how to work their way through it before they add weight. So
Great.
I'll grab a shoe.
So we could also call this one the proprioceptive getup. And what we're trying to do here with this, he'll be back. Let's just look at the dumpster for a minute. What we're trying to do with the proprioceptive getup is get our sense of balance and alignment to establish that structural support. So Alex, talk us through what we're doing for this one.
So first things first, you need to be familiar with the movement before you try to add a bunch of weight, because even though the kettlebell Turkish getup isn't particularly complicated, it's definitely complex. And that means that it's got several steps. So it's not as simple as, let's say, the press, where it's just here and then here, where it's quite a bit easier to kind of figure out all the in-between. You want to make sure that each step you're stable, you know where your body is in space, and you know exactly how to balance whatever is going to be in your hand in a way that is not going to put you in any danger. So the kettlebell is not going to fall one way or the other. You know exactly what you're doing, and you get a little bit of feedback, because if this falls, you'll know that you need to fix something at that stage. You can spend a little bit more time working on it.
Great. So, all right, how do we set this up?
So what we're going to do is we're still going to roll to the side. There's not necessarily, here's an advertisement for Chuck Taylor's. Right? I'll have an affiliate link
to
yeah,
come.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we're still going to do the roll, because you want to get used to that. Because quite often what we see is people will start a get up and they'll just go like this, and then they'll kind of try to arm wrestle it into place. You don't want to do that, right? Particularly because the idea is that the weight is eventually going to get heavy. It's not a good thing to do with a heavy weight. Your shoulder surgeon will thank you for helping him or her to buy this year's model Mercedes, but your shoulder's not going to like it, okay? So the roll is incredibly important. So what we're going to do is we're going to start here, and you're going to use this other hand to help you out.
Just for the first step.
Right? This is to prepare you for getting the kettlebell into place, so you don't want to skip this. It's easy to skip it, but don't do that. Okay? You're going to roll yourself over, same side up, all right? You want to make sure that that is in place, and you'll get it into position here. Now, one thing I want you to notice is there are two things that I'm not doing, okay? So if you look at my fist here, it's a fist. I'm not doing this hang 10 nonsense where I can get all of a sudden a whole bunch of extra space, and I'm definitely not holding it like this. You're not going to learn anything if you're holding it like that.
Not
right?
a single thing.
So you want to balance it right here. You're going to get into position, all right? And this is naturally also going to encourage you to keep your eyes on the weight, which is something that you're going to want to do at least until you get to the half kneeling position. So from here, you're going to roll
nice.
Side.
So not only is this the proprioceptive getup, this is a fantastic warm-up.
Absolutely.
A fantastic warm. So if people always ask, what's a good warm-up? This is a good warm-up. Mobilizing what needs to be mobilized, stabilizing what needs to be stabilized, while actually practicing a fantastic exercise in its own right.
Exactly. Now, practice is the important part, because if you're here, right, and you think you're going to get to the next stage, you're going to have to set up to get to this position in any case. So even though the weight isn't necessarily forcing it on you, this is going to help you be aware of yourself in space. So you want to keep big chest, keep your shoulders down. You don't want your leg collapsing inward like that. And from here, what you're going to do is just kind of push yourself back into this position, all right? Keep your eyes peeking at the shoe. Now from here, I'm going to point my pocket toward the sky, and I'm just going to bring my leg underneath here, all right? Now what I want to do here is move the hip back a little bit. I should be able to do the Pledge of Allegiance position, okay? So that is going to help make sure that you're not here just using your upper body. It's going to tire you out. And no matter what, in order to make the transition to the next spot, you're going to have to be sitting back anyway, okay? The next thing, come up to here. Again, this leg sweeps, right? If you need to put some padding underneath the knee, that's fine. Now here, you don't need to look at the kettlebell anymore, or the shoe. You're already straight up and down. You're in a good enough position where there's no need to keep your eyes on it. You're going to step forward, give yourself a high five.
Beautiful, look at that.
All right, next, tap the opposite leg. This is an important step if you're just learning this, because quite often people will use the wrong leg to step back. So you want to tap, step, come down to the kneeling position, readjust if you need to. Okay, then this leg is going to swerve. You're going to point the hips back, eyes back on your shoe now. Okay, get to here. Going to support yourself with this leg and this arm. Going to bring the leg through, make any adjustments if you need to. Back to the elbow. You're going to roll back onto your back.
Watch the finish.
Okay, but now when I'm not just going to do this, okay? Bringing it down, pretending as though I have a kettlebell, and then I'm going to roll it back over.
And then you can tuck your shoe in and give it a little kiss goodnight.
I was going to kiss it, but I think
Folks,
I don't need the Chuck Taylor affiliate money that much.
Folks, after that, you have no excuse to do a sloppy get up again. I'm sorry. So if you're just tuning in, we're going over 5 fun, effective Turkish get up variations. We covered the foundation, the basic get up. We just went through the proprioceptive or the balancing get up, which is really great for establishing the positioning and the structural support we need to get the most out of this exercise. Now we're going to go into a few other fun variations. Saul, how are you? John, giving some great praise on a video that he himself produced. Thank you for that. Let us know where you're tuning in from and what questions you have about the get up. We are celebrating the registration, open registration for our next challenge, the 10 Mad Get Up Challenge. That's 10 minutes of Turkish get-ups a day, and you're going to see a lot of variations in that challenge similar to the ones we're going through now. What about the Slo-Mo Getup? Because I feel like that's a really good one for people to take. So much of the problem with the get-up is people rush it without really having a reason to rush it.
Yeah.
So I think one of the best ways to master the get-up is to kind of do something like, hey, and you might see this in the challenge, put 10 minutes on the clock and see how few get-ups you can do, but stay moving the entire time.
Absolutely.
Now that's a cool challenge. Now let's just see what a slow-mo type of get-up might look like. You don't have to take 10 minutes. Maybe just one long, good, slow rep.
Got it.
And we'll observe Alex, and I'll do the talking while he's exercising. So much of the benefit of this is it's not only a great endurance and strength builder, because you're just taking so long to move through the exercise, but it's going to help you to really focus and concentrate on each and every step. And we're just trying to make it fluid, so we're not hanging out and resting at every stop. That's another variation. Rather, we're just trying to move through the exercise as fluidly, but also as slowly as we can. And like we said before in the other videos, good form is about control, right? Does what we are actually doing match up with what we're intending to do? If the outcome does not match the intention, we're not using good form. So we just went over what the intention of the get-up is. Now we're slowing it down to build control, but you're gonna get one heck of a workout from this. This is a really demanding exercise. Awesome for shoulder health, full body strength, stability, etc. Corey says, I rush it because the weight gets heavy. That's common. Kim, watching from St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Claudia, how are you? We got tuning in from Newcastle, Australia. So that's the slow-mo get-up. Great practice. Awesome to do those heavy, light, you name it. Stack attack get up?
Yes.
Let's do the stack. So this is a great get up variation. Another good practice routine, helps you memorize the steps. And what you do here is you build the get up one stage at a time. Now this one, you're going to feel the burn with this. This one really starts to accumulate the lactic acid. So if that happens, just ignore it and just keep doing the exercise. So you'll see what Alex is doing here is he's building the get up one stage at a time and resetting between every step, right? So he did the roll, then he did the roll, now he's doing the roll. He did the fetal position to the setup, and now he's going all the way back down, and he's just adding one new step every time through. So this is a really good systematic way to become familiar with the exercise and develop stability, strength, and control through every portion of it. So now he'll come to his forearm, and then he'll go back down through every stage after that. Hey, Michelle, how are you? Frank, what's up? Got my first 70-pound get up this morning. Congratulations. That's awesome. That's a good standard. All right, so now he's going to add the sweep portion. And again, very demanding. Notice the organization. A lot of concentration. All the way back down. Good. And remember, there's variations within each of these variations, meaning sometimes you might want to do these lights, other times you might want to do these heavy. So we're varying the execution here, but we can also vary, well, the other variables, intensity, density, volume, so on and so forth. And that's where, programming comes into play. And that's a lot of what our upcoming Get Up Challenge is going to explore. And for anybody who's participating in that, which is going to be a large number of people, I think you're going to see just how much utility and benefit we can get out of this one single exercise. I think you're going to be surprised, happily surprised, at all the different ways we can use the Turkish Getup for building strength, stability, muscle, endurance. It really is kind of like the Swiss Army knife of exercises. There's just so much we can get out of it if we're willing to be creative with the programming and variations. Awesome. So that's called the Stack Attack Getup. We're just making these names up as we go. Hope you like them. And the last one, and if you need a minute, take a minute. We're going to do the pressing Getup. What's good about this? What's good about this one, Alex?
Well, one of the things that's great about the Getup for shoulder health as well as mobility is that it requires you to control your shoulder in a variety of different positions. Now, another thing that we often find in kettlebell training and in really a lot of other types of training is that we have a tendency to kind of just stick with the stuff that we like or the stuff that we're good at. So with kettlebells in particular, overhead movements are the natural. It's just very easy to do them. It's very natural to do them. It's just something that the kettlebell lends itself very well to. What we don't do a whole lot of is pressing at different angles. And it could be in this position, it could be at a little bit of an angle upward rather than directly overhead. It could be off to the side. So one of the things that's nice about the pressing Getup is that number one, it's going to allow you to use your lighter kettlebells and make good use of them. And number two, it's going to help build some in-between strength in your shoulders so that you're able to start pressing at a variety of different angles, really bulletproof your shoulders and add a lot of strength to that mobility and flexibility that you've been building up to this point.
Yeah, and remember, life comes at you from all angles.
Fast.
So you got to be ready for it.
Oh yeah.
And this is how you prepare. So this is the pressing Getup. This will be the final variation we do today. We have many more variations that you'll see in the upcoming Getup Challenge, 10 Mad Getup Challenge for those of you who are participating. And we'll put a link to that in the comment section below. And look, all he's doing here is he's just performing one press at every stage of Getup. Now that's a fun pressing angle. That's sort of similar to the bent pressing angle. And then we have our traditional half kneeling press here, and then our conventional standing military press at the top. And then you can press on the way down or not. You might be pretty smoked at the top, and you just finish the Getup in the standard way. And again, you can do, this one's really cool because you can do ladders at certain phases of this. You can do ladders throughout. So even this variation has, many more variations within it. Thanks for taking the time, my friend. Folks, this has been Aleks Salkin and Pat Flynn in anticipation of the upcoming Getup Challenge. So check the comments for the links. Excited for this one. If you enjoyed 300 swings, you're going to love this Getup Challenge. And yeah, more soon. And if you enjoyed this video, if you found this helpful, please do tag a friend, pass it along, tag both of your friends, pass it along, and we'll talk to you next time.